Okay, so before we get started with this transformer here, I'm going to show you, I had a previous video on it, and then I actually had an arc over. It was an issue not with my transformer design and construction, but just the overall winding itself. My last couple turns on the secondary there, I left some slack for some reason. I don't know. I just must have forgot about it, but the slack actually had the wire, of course, bending out. It wasn't wrapped tightly around the bobbin, and so it bended out and hit the side of the iron core, which is grounded to earth here. Okay, so we got it hooked up just across the center tap of the transformer. There's my leads there, going straight to the contactor. Contactor's hooked up. I got it on full ballast, and I got the current meter here so I can show you how well this thing works. The only downside to using this like this is that they are noisy. The vibrations, it's called magnetostriction, I think that's what it's called. But this is a little bit more severe of a case. This is basically just your faulty transformer. But yeah, so I'm going to actually hook this up to not straight 120. I'll hook it up to my Variac here first. There we go. Bend this down. Wouldn't want to get shocked in the chest from that now, would we? So this end is your high voltage output, and this is just going to ground. Really, it's not. It also goes to the one end of the coil, but that's just ground. So let's give her some voltage here. Let's do. That'll be 60. So let's say that's probably 40. All right, so I'm energizing it. As you can see, that if I push down on it, quiets down. So I'm going to see if I can find something fairly heavy. I'll try this big jar here. That's better. That's my HHO generator. I can make a video on that if you guys want, but I'll give you a quick shot of that. There we go. Anyways, so we have a magnetizing current of basically nothing. That's like 25 milliamps. Really nothing at all. So it's hard to do. With this is normally open, so this would be hard to do with holding this and the camera, but I'll try. That was the whole goal of this thing, essentially, though, is what I'm trying to get across. This is a suicide switch, dead man switch. So if something were to happen to me while I was using this, and I was knocked out or killed or whatever, as soon as I'm dead or knocked out, I let go of this, the current is off, and then essentially I don't, cause a fire, or when somebody comes over to help me, they don't die too. So yeah, that's the theory behind that. Yeah. So with this running, I will put this on my camera on a tripod here, and I'll be back, so just give me a second. Alrighty, we have turned things up a bit more. I should check what the voltage is at. We are at roughly, I'm going to guess, 80 volts. So 80 volts going through the coil here. Here we go. 2.15 amps magnetizing current. And when I draw it out, we are pulling 14 amps, looks like. The closer I am, the more current it draws. Right now that's over limiting my meter. I can put her on the 200 amp to 600 amp setting. There we go. So that's pulling 29 amps when I'm close up like that. 16 when I'm far away. So that's a decent amount of power going through that thing. I'll turn it up some more and we'll be back here. Okay, so now we're at about 110 volts, I'm going to say. Yeah, about 110. So, one moment. There we are. Now we're at 110. So we're at 3 amps magnetizing current. Peaking at 40 amps when on initial arc and growing up to about 20 amps. So let's go for broke. Let's go straight off the mains here. Straight off the mains, full 125-ish volts. 3.7 amps magnetizing current. That's 49.2 amps I read on the meter. Essentially unballasted. I should check. Yeah. That ballast's not even really warm. Lukewarm. But those arcs, man. That's pretty crazy. So that, my friends, is an almost completely unballasted. It's still being ballasted a small amount, but almost completely unballasted. Custom wound 10 kilovolt transformer. It's probably pulling at least 3 kilowatt from that load. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah. That's essentially my setup I got going on for arcing. You need is your mains plug, contactor supply plug, kind of custom made ballast, contactor, and a custom made transformer. You can have a heck of a lot of fun with that setup, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.